morning, everyone, from A Case of Living. I want to talk a little bit more about the practical application of 3D thinking versus 5D thinking. First of all, I want to say that there are no judgments here. We all have thought 3D our whole lives. That is the dimensionality we have all been in. It's the way we were programmed from the time we were little. It's what everyone around us has been doing. It's what our ancestors did. It's what's attached to us as far as our ancestral DNA imprinting goes. It's what our lineage has been. And for those of us who are esotericists, it's what our past lives have been. So it's attached to us that way too. So there is no judgment here, all right? Conscious awakening or conscious awareness or spiritual awakening, or as I call it, energetic awakening, that is just the fact that we are coming up in vibrational frequency as a planet, as a collective, as a people, and we're becoming aware of the fact that, hold on a second, we're in energetic bodies. And we've been told some stuff that's not exactly right, and some things have been left out, mainly that we're in energetic bodies and what that means and how we work with that. And when we know that, we can be healthy, happy, whole, and complete. That's the part that's been left out. So 3D thinking we didn't know some stuff. 5D thinking means 5D living from our intuitive mind, from our heart spaces. It means this. It means high vibrational, knowing that you're supposed to be in abundance, healthy, divine abundance. We came here with, as I said the other day, reverse engineered lives, calculated risk takers. We want to stay within that frequency of unconditional love and not get back down in the dense energies of 3D thinking. 3D thinking means that what's already programmed here is what's guiding us. Whereas 5D living is letting the intuitive mind guide us. And we don't dismiss everything the 3D mind knows, that the thinking mind knows. It has learned a lot and it is meant to protect us. But we're not to let it block us or get in the way. We're not to let it stop us when we get lit up in our intuitive mind. And we're not to let it say, hold on, no, we can't do that. Societal programming says no. What will mom think? What will dad think? What will the church think? What will people think? And our family doesn't do things like that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Those are the things that block us. Or I'm not good enough because of the traumas we've been through. Or people like me don't get to do things like that because of, again, societal programming, or just the traumas we carry from the way we were raised, or things we've been told by other people, or how we've been treated by other people. So it's about pulling our energy out of that mentality, out of that vibrational frequency, and pulling it into this vibrational frequency right here, and saying, hold on, I'm going to be this. I'm going to be healthy, happy, whole, complete. I can live a different way. My energy, my energetic bandwidth, I control that. And that's how I do it, because we are energy. So that is why it's so important that we start understanding the practical application of all of this, is because we weren't taught. We were taught all sorts of things when we were growing up. We were taught to brush our teeth. We were taught to comb our hair. We were taught to take a bath and stay clean. We were taught to manage our time so we got things done. But we weren't taught that that time is our energy. And that energy is the energy that makes up our lives. Our lives are made up of that energy. They're one and the same. And that what other people want to do with our energy is not good for our health. You see, energetic bodies, when they are out of frequency, they are uncomfortable. It's chaotic energy. Things aren't going according to plan. Energy needs to be in frequency. When it's chaotic, the energetic body is in dis-ease. That carries over into the physical body, and the physical body eventually becomes diseased. dis-ease, discomfort, not being in the right frequency of the energetic body causes illness, dis-ease, disease in the physical body. Now, I didn't understand this for years, but I was born with my fight, flight, and freeze turned wide open. I was born with all of my senses, my extra senses wide open. I felt things. I felt other people's energies and frequencies pulling and tugging on mine. And because of that, I was extra sensitive to all the societal programming, to all the ancestral stuff. I was extra sensitive to the trauma, drama, shame, blame, woulda, coulda game stuff. And so that affected my health greatly. And so I ended up with fibromyalgia, and fibromyalgia has tons of things attached to it. So my body ended up physically diseased, but there was really nothing they could do about it. It was very difficult to diagnose and almost impossible to treat, because there's nothing to treat physically, really, because it's energetic. Yes, it's causing real physical illness and real physical symptoms, a real illness physically, but it's being caused because my energetic body, energetic me, is not being maintained properly. Now, that's the extreme of it. And not everyone ends up in illness, and certainly not a chronic pain, invisible illness. Some people just end up with just feeling really stressed or anxious or have anxiety, and it's occasionally. But some people end up really, really sick because of this. So it's very important that we understand practically, day to day, how to live coming out of dense energies and 3D patterns into the 5D. So we can overcome all these illnesses, all this physical dis-ease, and the variations, the varying degrees of it that there are. For some people, like me, impacts their whole life. Other people, it impacts them occasionally, but we can minimize that. And we can have these beautiful, happy, healthy, whole, complete lives where we stay in vibrational frequency. And we do that by practicing gratitude. Now, I know you all have heard this, and you're like, oh, I've got a gratitude journal. I don't know that that's helping. Well, that's because I'm not saying there's anything wrong with gratitude journaling. It does help. It's a starting point. But what I teach about gratitude is you pretty much know what you're thankful for. And you're pretty much willing to admit that. You'll say, oh yeah, I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for that. But when you look at your life and you see what you've manifested, what you've built, what you've put your energy, your bandwidth, your energetic bandwidth into, your frequency into, and your physical abundance, your health abundance, all your abundance, every type of abundance that you have, the result of it, what is it you're not grateful for? That's where the true answer lies. Well, I've got all these relationships and not really grateful for them. They're pulling and tugging at my time and energy. And it's not that I don't care about the people, but my life doesn't fit that anymore. But yeah, so when you live with chronic pain and invisible illness, sometimes what ends up happening is you give to those relationships and you don't take care of yourself. And do you know how that turns out? Well, at first, it's fine. And then you're sick. And then you don't have any energy to give to those relationships. And then it's like, well, she flaked out again. Yeah. And then it becomes, well, she doesn't look sick. So, I'm really not sure there's anything wrong with her. She was okay last time we did this. She was able to do it last time. You see, and there doesn't mean that there's any reason to be upset with those people. That's their level of consciousness about your situation. That is the other thing we have to understand. We have to start coming out of 3D thinking and judging everything based upon everyone's level of consciousness. When someone is in a different level of consciousness than we are, they're just in a different level of consciousness. Now, when it comes to like a health condition, you can try explaining it to them if they're open to it, and they may get it, and their level of consciousness may change, and everything may be fine. But if they're not open to listening, that you have this desire, I want them to know, I want them to understand, you're imposing your will upon them, and that's not okay. See, we're not taught this. We're actually taught just the opposite. We're taught, keep trying to explain to them, get through to them. No, you can't get through to them. That is the level of consciousness they're in, and they are not open to listening. And that's okay. So how do you handle that? Well, your gratitude is showed you. You don't really enjoy being around those people anymore, but you don't admit it to yourself because, well, they've been my best friends my whole life. And who will my friends be if they're not my friends? And, well, they're also my cousins, and one of them's my sister and one of them's my mom. And yeah, family just doesn't do that, no. See, that's societal programming, and that's doing what you're supposed to do and all those things, and it doesn't work for you. Be honest with yourself, be authentic, come from here. How do I want to feel? I want to feel healthy. What do I want to, how do I want to be? What do I want to experience? Well, I want to be respected, and I want to experience people who respect me. I want to experience feeling well. I want to experience being able to take care of myself to feel well. And I want to have a good time whenever I do things and when I'm around people. Okay, treat yourself that way first. Stop putting gratitude where you don't want to. Their energy does not match with yours. It's non-resonant energy. You're in different vibrational frequencies. They're not bad. You're not good. They're not wrong. You're not right. You have a situation that they don't understand, and they're not open to understanding. Okay, but it's real, and it's your situation, and you need to take care of you. Now, you putting all of your energy into still going and spending time with them, that's only draining you, and it's not an edifying relationship. You know what they're saying and how they really feel. And you know how fed up they are when you have to cancel again. You know all these things. It's not a healthy relationship. So why are you hanging on to it? That's what we release. Doesn't mean we get mad at them. Doesn't mean we cut them out of our lives completely. Doesn't mean any of that stuff. It just means I call myself back to myself. I call my energy to me. I do what I need to do for me. How do I want to feel? How do I want to be? What do I want to experience? Okay, I'm going to love myself that way. I'm going to put that unconditional love into me. And then I'm going to show up in the world that way. This is the energy I'm in. I'm in this frequency. And you're not going to go around them because they're going to say and do things that are going to pull you out of that frequency. And you're going to protect your energetic field and not do that. Or if you do go around them, you're only going to stay long enough until you start feeling that pull on your energetic field. And then you're going to say, okay, good to see y'all. And you're going to go because that's what's best for you. Or they're going to be so uncomfortable with the fact that you are in your energy and, well, shouldn't act the same. They're not going to want to come around anyway. Now, are they going to still say the same things about you, act the same way? Probably. They're still in the same level of consciousness, but they were acting that way anyway when you were putting all that gratitude into them and you weren't feeling well and not feeling abundant and not feeling good about yourself. See, this is why we live authentically, folks. We do all the, but you shoulds. I should, I'm supposed to. Well, that's just what we do in my family. Or, well, they're who I work with. They're who I've run around with my whole life. That's who will I have without them? You're going to attract people in that are in your vibrational frequency. You're going to be putting out this frequency now, and you're not going to be giving your energetic bandwidth, your gratitude to them. You're going to be protecting your energetic field, and you're going to be putting this energy out this way. They're not going to be attracted to it. It's going to repel them. Yeah, she's different. she's different. Well, they were already not in good energy with you. You were already giving energy to people who it was non-resonant anyway. Everybody was just kidding themselves. It wasn't authentic. So stop it. Get into authentic energy. And then you're going to attract in people who are like, wow, yeah, you know what? I believe she has that chronic pain, invisible illness, but my gosh, look at her. Yeah, look at her. She's amazing. And then they work with you and they're happy with you and they light you up. And so you feel even better. Your health is even better. You're even better and you're even more abundant because they're grateful for you and you're grateful for them. And it's an energy for energy loop instead of an energy deficit where you were putting energy into trying to be with people who didn't appreciate you and they weren't putting energy back into you. What they were putting back into you was, well, you were able to do it last time. Well, you don't look sick. And all of that stuff. Okay. So these people are like, yeah, come on. And they don't bring up your illness unless they need to. Maybe they never need to. Maybe it never even comes up because you're in this vibrational frequency. But then if let's say something does happen, let's say these people come back around because it is your family and there's something going on and you have to interact with it and it starts bringing your frequency down and you have symptoms come up again and you wake up and you're like, why am I feeling bad? What's going on? Well, let me go back to basics. Where am I putting my energy? Oh yeah, been around all that. These people, these new people you're attracting in, they're going to sense it. And they're going to be like, hey, you all right? So are you getting enough rest? I mean, what have you been doing? Where are you putting your time? You've been working a lot of hours. Do you need to get some more sleep? It's not going to be, oh my God, she's sick again. Yeah, there she goes. She's imploded her health again. No, it's not going to be any of that. It's going to be, how can we support you? Because they see you for who you are. They see you in your abundance. They see you shining. And all they want is for you to be back in that. They're not in that energy of being critical of you. Because they think differently. They're in your frequency. And you're in their frequency. And so you're going to be doing the same thing with their life, whatever their things are. Their things may be nothing to do with health at all. Theirs may be the difficult boss or the difficult child or whatever. Whatever, it works the same way with your health as it does with your job, with your relationships, with every relationship. Everything works this way. It has to do with what frequency are we in? What frequency are we supposed to be? What frequency did we come here to say we would be in? Are we putting our energy into that or are we putting it into other stuff? Because we want to live in abundance, health, in every type of abundance. We want to feel love. We want to feel joy. We want to be lit up. Dr. Bruce Lipton's honeymoon effect. I knew this stuff when I was 3. I was hearing adults when I was a little girl say things like, well, that can't last. And I would be like, why not? If they keep acting the way they're acting, doing the things they're doing, it will last. Well, yeah, but life's just not like that. No, it's not. Not when you pull your gratitude from it. Not when you pull your energy from it. And that's what Dr. Bruce Lipton teaches, is you attract in this amazing job, this amazing relationship, this amazing friendship, because you're putting out the energy for it. But then something pulls your energy out of it, whether it's because the family's like, well, we don't like the way you're acting. You're acting, you're not spending time with us, and you're acting like you deserve to be in that energy, and that's just not the energy that we're in. They don't use those words, but you get my drift. Your friends are like, you're not hanging out with us anymore, or people like us don't do that, or why would you even want to do that? And so you start, well, maybe they're right, maybe they're right. And so you start putting your gratitude, your energy into what they're saying, the people in the cheap seats, the societal programming, the pressure, the trauma, drama, where you're starting to believe in yourself and someone comes up and says, well, that won't last. She only wants you for your money, or some crap like that, which here, isn't true, but now they've planted it here. Oh yeah, we've known 20 stories like that. That's probably true. And so here goes the mind pulling you out of frequency, telling your heart it doesn't know. And your heart is like, no, I know this story and that is not right. It's going to be right if you pull your gratitude, though. Yeah. She probably doesn't want you for your money. Your heart is probably absolutely right. But you start pulling your gratitude, and it's going to become a self-fulfilling prophecy, because that's all that's going to be left is the energy of the money. Where's the emotion? Where's all of that energy you were putting into it? It's not there anymore. All that's left is the stuff. Oh, well, we got the house, we got the car, well, at least we got all that still. But we sure don't have the energy of the relationship anymore because the gratitude is pulled. So you see, folks, this is how we use 3D versus 5D thinking. This is how we use all of this stuff to make everyday decisions in our lives, to stay healthy, to manage having chronic pain and invisible illness, to manage what friends should I be hanging out with? What family should I be hanging out with? Where should I be putting my energy, my gratitude, my time, my attention? What lights up my heart space? How do I want to feel? What do I want to be? What do I want to experience? What brings me health and abundance? And abundance is, yeah, there's green here. There's nothing wrong with money. I'm all about the green, folks. We have to have it to live. You know, I don't make a lot of it, but that's okay, because my abundance is in so many other ways. And that doesn't mean that I won't eventually have. I used to make a lot of money, actually, so I definitely know how to do it. So, but abundance is so many things, and there's nothing wrong with your gratitude, your energy going toward having enough of that. But you got to be sure that you're staying in this while you're doing that. Get out of balance. Stop using your energy in a balanced way, and you'll lose your abundance. And your abundance is all of it. It's your health. It's love. It's relationships. It's loving what you do. And yeah, it's having enough money too. It's all of those things. So this is the practical way to talk health and relationships and family and friends and money and all those things, and think 3D versus 5D, and see that nobody's bad or good. Nobody's right or wrong. It's just we were all programmed to think that way. And we didn't know that we were in energy bodies, but now we do. Now we do. So now, I grew up like this, folks. I was born this way. I grew up knowing I was supposed to be this way. But I had a lot of things in my life pull me out of it. All those things. And everything in me screaming, why are you doing this? No more. No more. No more. I'm going to be. My heart space knows I came here to be. You do the same thing.